guys doing today? Testing. You guys hear me? Oh, that was
Yeah, me
well.
too. I've got a hard.
Are you guys at least moving? How's it going? I'm in. Had some other technical difficulties, but made it in. I put all my computer stuff. Oh, one sec here. How's that? Can you test? Can you hear me any better? Yeah, I like moved my computer last night and was trying to like change things around up in the garage and all the voice settings for all of my setup are getting crossed and I'm hearing things in my microphone I shouldn't be hearing and it's somehow coming through six different, locations and it's echoing. Gosh, I'm like 2144. I just i just don't know how computer settings and all that other fun stuff change, like without you touching anything. Oh my goodness, having massive issues here. I think I got it sorted, sort of. 2095, moving up. Oh, I'm all by myself here. What's super weird is I'm trying to run Discord through my earbuds like normal, but for streaming, I have a pretty hefty external mic. But Discord was running off the external mic and you guys could barely hear me. But when I monitor the mic, it's crazy loud and crisp. Like I'm talking normally. Like right now, you're hearing my earbuds, but I'm monitoring the mic and my normal talking voice is just like clipping the meters. But you guys are like, I can't hear you. Oh, that's crazy. Try something then, now that everyone can sort of hear me. Did that change anything? I think it's like 2.5 hours. I was going like 200 watts the whole time. I wasn't pushing. Maybe it was closer to three. Yeah, it was closer to three because my entire ride time was 4 hours because I finished just after you finished, but I did 45 minutes plus of the wrong route. So by the time I changed the route and did all that, it was probably, yeah, about 3 hours, just under. It's really just the Alp to Zwift. Everything else is not bad. Hey, thanks, Swift guy. Appreciate the follow. Having some technical difficulties this morning with the whole stream set up and didn't really get out of the gate as quick as I had wanted to. I'm kind of way off the back and slowly working my way forward. Oh, sweet. I got a feather. Just what I need on this flat ass route. Oh, 2039. There's one, I think. It's, I think it, does it do the full route? It's like six. Yeah, the full course has one super steep. Actually, no, I shouldn't say one. There's three fairly short hills. The first one is quite steep, but they're not longer than like a minute and a half or 2 minutes. Oh well. Like thanks everyone for all the awesome ride on. Yeah, that is very true. There's a lot of stragglers back here. A guy on his TT bike here. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the TT guy's thinking, why did I get dropped? Because you can't draft. Can't draft anybody. If, if you rode the normal bike, you'd be drafting and you'd be in 500th place. While watching that, yeah. Well, from that, well, they were showing like that GP Llama video, the TT bike. It's just mildly faster than the standard road bike. Not a huge difference. Oh yeah, that's a great video. Oh yeah, yeah. It was just a full out race where they rode the same course, and then four guys were allowed to draft and then cycle through a pace line. The TT guy just went all out. Yeah, that'd be a good test. Not sure. think people are joining this ride and boarding ahead of me. Remember when Larry did that? Joined the ride because my placing, I'm all by myself, and my placing, I keep looking up and it's getting worse and worse. Like I was 220th, and then it went 231, 232, 230, and I just passed 5 people, and now I'm 2042. I think that was yeah. I don't know. It's maybe it's a setting that Zwift puts in when you like on the back end because there was no option. Like once I missed it, I was done. But maybe Larry was already in the pen, but then he walked away. I don't really know. Yeah, more people on the sidelines. The game already crashes with this many people. If they added more spectators, while you're on the hill, I've saved my feather from the very first sprint for this hill. Like I just passed a group of 3 people. My placing never changed. Well, and I was looking through my companion app, and I see on my dashboard people with this stage rode something else kind of posts. Well, it's almost us cyclists are not really the most punctual bunch, and there's almost like a DDoS attack on Zwift when 1,500 people try to log in with 1 minute to go. Like I mean, I logged in. I was in the pen fairly early. I mean, I had other issues on my side, not Zwift issues, but that's what people do. Is they just like, oh, Zwift, oh, it's 8:58. Oh, we log in, and then it's, oh, why can't I get in? Yeah, well, no, 1,000 other people, 1,500 other people are trying to get in. Yeah. Well, because if you're in the pen, you watch, and it's like the numbers are like, oh, there's 400 people here with 3 minutes to go, and the numbers just skyrocket. Yeah. 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 I'm 2046. I'm going backwards still. I just passed a guy and I went back 6 places. Yeah. So, or maybe there's actually 9,000 people on this ride. And we truly are getting past. Oh, you fast guys. Oh, look at me. I'm in like top 1,000 and I'm having a good time. Damn it. So yours goes up by 1, mine goes back by 3. Yeah, the total rider number is our yes. Because they need to put people in front of me because like this guy needs to staff someone. Let's give him some help. Cheat to cheat. It's like the Zwift Matrix. Here, Brad, take this blue pill. she's weight doping because Christine's weight doping. I mildly am. I did move my weight a little bit over Christmas, but I didn't move it as much as I should have. Well, they have I think those withings or withings scales. They directly import into Zwift. Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for Garmin Connect to have some sort of option like that because I have a Garmin scale that sends my weight to Garmin Connect. No, it doesn't sync with Zwift. Apparently, only the Withings scale will sync with Zwift. But exactly like Norm said, though, you weigh yourself in the morning and your Zwift weight gets updated. But I use my Garmin like sort of 7 day rolling average as my Zwift. I figure, it's tough because you do go up and down and you drink a liter of water and then you're up a pound. So I figure like a 7 day rolling average is about as accurate as you can get. I know that race series season 2, they have a new rule where they're picking, I think, 2 teams from each division, then doing you have to do like a video weigh in and a height check. So it's like the sort of it's kind of like the anti-doping agency where it's just like two teams at random from each division every week will have all their members tested. Apparently, it actually makes a drafting difference in the game, so you can actually height dope. Because if you're really 6'4" and you put yourself as 5'7", then you're smaller. It doesn't make as much of a difference, but it still makes a difference. The guys will, tall guys will, drop weight and knock 4 inches off their height. I'm all for that, though. I'd participate if they asked me to do it. So I think I'm going to use the Tuesday rides to start up this Tuesday. Those will be my interval hard workouts, and then the rest is just going to be slow. Oh, I just Tuesday is the season 2 of the race series starts up. So I was going to use Tuesday as my give her everything I got sprint day, and the rest of the week is just going to be super slow, long distance. See, got James on a PT. He actually got on a team that was in the same umbrella team as us, but they came second overall in the C division. But most of their guys were putting out B power, so they upgraded to B, and they were missing a guy. And James said he texted me, said he was interested. I think a lot of guys were holding off doing the Zwift stuff, thinking that the outdoor season might come back. And once they realize the numbers are still kind of going up and it's nothing's going to really change for 6 to 8 months. But the fun thing is to be in that race series, you have to have an up to date Zwift power profile. And all he's done is group rides. So he had to do 3 races in 5 days. I told him, I said, don't go hard as you can. Like you just need to get within that watts category. So I think his first race he did 3.9, and the teammates were like, you need to slow down. You're like encroaching on A division, and so I think he did a 3.4 or something for the second race. Oh yeah, no, like you're in Zwift and you're like chasing these guys, going, why are these guys so fast? And if you ride with one in real life, those guys are flipping fast. Yeah. Well, the problem too in Zwift races, it's really hard to hold back. And that's you kind of like say, okay, I'm gonna like go with the lead group and then just draft a little bit, hold on, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, that guy's going for a break. Let's go with him. And then it's like, oh crap, my wattage is going through the roof. Oh, I broke the top 2000s. 1990. Oh, 1989. Gonna get to my birth year here. Oh, geez. When I have technical difficulties, I can't let it go. And I probably spent the first 5 minutes restarting different sound devices on to try to make things work. And then finally, I was just like, yeah. Well, the problem, I'm trying to stream the ride. And so I have an external mic that I use, or I'm trying to use to talk to the stream. And then I have my earbuds, which hears all the sounds of all the devices, but then talks to Discord. And I thought I could have Discord running on my phone, but my PC keeps taking over the Bluetooth connection of the earbuds. Uh, I do it. This is kind of the first trial ride, but yeah, like everyone can hear what I'm saying right now. But what happens is if someone says something like a question to me in my stream, and I try to direct it, to that one person, I'll just mute my mic in Discord. So, well, what if we start going into in-depth stuff? I usually mute. Like, yeah, like if it doesn't really pertain to cycling and we start going on to politics and stuff, then I'll usually mute the mic. No, yeah, no. Last week was totally no sound ride, but I actually got the stream set up earlier in the week where I actually had music playing and I had the album art on the screen and I had my webcam showing me ride the bike and it was starting to look pretty cool. And so I had like the you know music and it was playing quietly in the background underneath the game sounds, but it all fell apart this morning. But the biggest issue is I keep having to move my computer And my settings when I game or use my computer in the house are totally different than what I need set up here. So there's 15 different locations because I'm using like a virtual mixer to isolate Discord from the mic, from game sounds. And because they're virtually isolated, I can individually change the level of you know, each sound stream. But being virtual, it's not hardware, and the virtual program crashes sometimes. And I think that's what happened this morning. I'm using OBS. Yeah, yeah. I use a version of OBS. The company's called Streamlabs, and they kind of take because OBS is open source, and they take the open source version of OBS and kind of make it a bit easier to use. It's kind of like it's quite interesting because like I have like a wallpaper that if I go off the bike and go off away from the computer for a minute, I can fade into my wallpaper and like it's actually like a almost like a little movie studio. But downstairs when I have multiple monitors, it's easier to keep things in different screens. Or right now, everything I have to minimize, then look at this, and minimize that, and look at that. Well, then who's? I find cycling. I find what Cycling BC says contradicts what the actual government says. Yeah, we're not going to raise fees. Fees will stay the same for the next 3 years. Catherine limit you. I think of all the retail locations, though, Costco is the most serious. I see a lot of noses. That's the worst offense that I usually see is everyone with their nose hanging out. Old guys love the nose out of the mask. Oh, exactly. It's like you don't wear, yeah, you don't wear your pants like this. Why do you wear your mask like that? I'm gonna start wearing my pants like that. I'm gonna go to the store, walk up to a guy with his nose hanging out, and be like, "Hey, buddy, yeah, we're matching." He'd be like, "What do you mean?" Well, my pants, your mask matches. I do have to say, this week the chamois cream is amazing. Uh, I actually put some on my legs, on my quads, and I didn't put an excessive amount off, and it was glorious. It's freezing. It's freezing in my garage. My legs were nice and warm. I do everywhere. Yeah. Here, come here, kids. I'm gonna put hot sauce on you. Slather you up with hot sauce, and you won't feel cold. Pretty awesome. We have a few accidents here and there, but they're not even 7 months old. Uh, it's they're weird cats. I said to Mara, I'm like, it's like we're a pack of lions. Like they're not like a normal cat that wants to just be like, whatever, you're home. Like the cats like go where you go all the time. Oh, does it? Yeah, like we had Christmas and they just sort of sat in the middle of us. Just everywhere you go, they just sort of sit beside you. You know, if you, yeah, exactly. That's why I say it's not like solo, you know, cougar. It's like we're a pack of lions and they want to be around us all the time. You know, and just, yeah, my cats don't shed. Well, they're the hairless. Well, there's 5 levels of the hairless breed, and they are level 1 of non-hairless. Like they have what's called a chamois coat, and so the hair is super short, and it actually feels like a leather chamois, like when you rub pet them. But the hair, I mean, I shouldn't say they don't shed. They do have the odd hair, but I mean, you could wear black nylon pants, and they can sit on you, and you won't have any hairs on you. So they're not fully like just skin. You know, they actually do have a bit of fur, but it's like absolutely, it's like, you know, me shaving my head, you know, with the clippers, you know, eighth of an inch. Is that we? Well, well, that's happened a couple times, but like, was it 2 days ago or yesterday? Oh, it was Wednesday because I was working from home. I'm like, what's that smell? I can smell cat poo. And I searched everywhere. And it was every time I went into my bedroom, I'm like, it smells like cat poo in here. It was on Tamara's end table, like by her bed. Like, took a big dump right on her end table. Well, yeah. Yeah. So there's been like, yeah, for the most part. I also read too that cats go to the bathroom. It's like marking their territory. And we have our litter box in the basement or downstairs, away from everything else. And I read a bunch of articles saying that's actually like the worst place. You want to put the litter box in the middle of all the action because that's where the cats actually want to go to the bathroom, is where everyone is, because they're saying, hey, this is my area. Like, intruders stay out. But I mean, we're not talking like a lot of accidents. It's like once every couple of weeks, you like they poop somewhere where it's not bad. Well, they don't scratch the furniture. They don't really get like, they've actually been pretty good as far as that kind of stuff goes. Oh, yeah. But as much as we were sort of anti-pet for the longest time, you know, during the whole COVID thing and staying at home, it's been nice to have, because they're very lap cat. Like as soon as you sit down, they want to sit on your lap. So It's just they get up really early in the morning, and that's annoying. Oh, yeah, sounds a good idea. Ours are like 10 p.m. 10 p.m. They go, hey, let's chase each other. Yeah. Well, there's a little bit of dominance thing going back and forth, like they play fight, like kittens do. But there's one that's definitely sort of the boss, which is funny because it's the small one. She's a jerk. I'll post them on the somewhere. I'll send them in the email. Yeah, they're quite vocal. Yeah, I'll make a pets selfie and pets chat. Yeah, they're quite vocal too, which is funny because they don't just do the standard meowing. They have about 75 different meows. Oh yeah, it's like all the time they're making some weird noise. Oh yeah. Oh, just about to head up the hill for the last time. That's I preloaded that one. When I logged, so hopefully as soon as this ends, I go straight to Tempest. So open, but my kid has a Zoom play date at noon. So I'd have to get off a little bit early to set it all up. Uh, they just chit chat, raw, mostly just talk. She has one really, really close friend. Like, it's really funny because the moment these two kids saw each other, they were like glued to each other. Like, and she's really nice little girl too. And so being separated has kind of been tough on them. But so we try to do Zoom meetings every, week or every second week. But kids nowadays, though, are so connected. I mean, my kids have Chromebooks and they're playing online games with their friends and they're chatting and doing video calls. Like they'll build Lego over video chat with their cousins. No, my kids freaking love it. Like, they're being homeschooled by basically Tamara's parents. And we're like, you want to go back to school? They're like, nope, we're good. But yeah, no, if this happened in like the 80s, holy crap. I mean, because that's all you did was go outside and play with your friends. Like there was no communication other than talking on the phone. You only talk to what, two people at a time on like the party line. So, this day and age to have something, it sucks that this happens, but I find the kids can deal with it better than I think we would have been able to. Well, even this, like, yeah. Oh, last time up this hill. Oh, just saying, last time up this hill. Yay. I don't know how. I'll take. Yeah, I'll probably be on tomorrow morning as well. Probably gonna do like an hour and a half today, and then got Christmas lights to take down. It's not pouring rain. Well, taking them down only takes me probably 20, 30 minutes. I just don't want to go on the roof when it's pouring rain. But I see it's not raining right now, so I have a window so to get it done. I don't know. I like the Christmas lights, and I could have them up all year and have them on. Well, it's still the worst time of year, and it's still dark at 4 o'clock. Like Christmas lights should be on till like at least end of February. Yeah, it's I love driving down my street when because I get home and they're all on by the time I get home from work. Like half hanging off the gutters. I always oh crap. Had a had a feather and I was listening to your stories. I totally ground up that hill and didn't use it. Ah, there's still two more little hills. I hear ya. Awesome job, Norm. I was wondering. I guess Peter only had one and only Zwift attempt. He hasn't been back since. Someone posted a video on YouTube of Road Grand Tours race, split screen with a Zwift crit race. And you know what? There was, in general, Zwift looked better. There's a few things on Road Grand Tours that look kind of nice, but the rider animation didn't really look realistic. And I think Zwift has kind of nailed that. You know, like when your avatar stands up, kind of rocks the bars a little bit, everything looks realistic and smooth. And the Road Grand Tours riders were kind of like robots. Yes, I did notice that on because it was a crit race side by side, and the guys would stop pedaling as they went around the corner. It's been out for a little while. I think it was probably uh the next, probably the best competitor to Zwift of all the programs. Like I think it has the most going on and the most, you know, polished features. Yeah, because it was like a little hardcore community and everyone was like honest. Well, and now Zwift is taking way more of a stand on the dopers. Like I say, these race series, they're having random video weigh-ins, and you're not even allowed to. They've tied in the race series with your actual Zwift login and Zwift Power. So if Zwift Power tells you that you're a B, it won't actually even let you enter a C race. Like everything will be grayed out except the divisions that you are allowed to enter. I mean, that doesn't change it for group rides, like rides like this. I'm sure the lead guy was doing 6 watts per kilogram, but for actual competitive races, it helps out a bit. I mean, if a guy wants to weight dope in the C division, like really? Well, because the thing too is you can't really weight dope that much because the class limit is 3.1. So if you weight dope so much, and as soon as you go over 3.1, you get booted. Oh yeah. Well, that's I think Zwift too. It's kind of gotten the whole Strava thing too because people use Zwift because everyone else uses. And I mean, there's people out there that at the height of Strava, you know, only used ride with GPS. But you're always going to get those outliers that, you know, I mean, I've pretty much given up on Strava. I still have an account, and I just use it to get my data elsewhere. Well, yeah, without the premium membership, you can only see the top 10 of like segments. And it's just, and the problem is the premium membership, our Strava's algorithm for fitness, I think was questionable. Like I was a premium member since I think like 2012, and I stopped last year. And I was paying not because I needed the features. I was paying because I appreciated the use of the program. But then when they became, it's my data, where can do, and I'm like, no, it's not your data. Like, I don't think they understand how Strava actually works, and they run it without people's ride data. There is no Strava. Well, and then they started banning other programs that connected to Strava, like Relive, because Relive just used to use Strava data to make cool videos, but then Relive added a sort of social function to their site, and then Strava's like, "You're a direct competitor. You don't get our information." But then Garmin Connect sends the information to Relive anyways. Garmin don't care. Well, technically, Garmin could tell Strava to screw off because Strava's a direct competitor to Garmin Connect. But Strava would never say that to Garmin. So why is Strava limiting all these other smaller programs when they're not cutting off, Garmin, which does the social aspect? Because if they cut off Garmin, they'd probably lose 80% of their data. We missed Tamara's. She was a premium member, and we missed the cancel date, and it auto renewed. Like I don't go. I pretty much off. Like I used to go on every day and mark my commutes. Like no, they don't get my commute data. That's and the thing is, all those segments were made by people. Strava didn't. So, I mean, yeah, Garmin Connect, you can make segments. I think I have a half a dozen segments that I made. It's just a matter of you need more people to make more segments, and then Garmin Connect would be like, "Wow, look at all these segments." Yeah, yeah. Well, and I mean, Garmin Connect also does cater to people with Garmin devices a bit more, which understandable. They want people to buy Garmin devices, but so you do see a little more information. But surprisingly, Garmin's opening their books a bit more recently. I mean, Zwift could easily just come along and open up something that allows you to import outside rides. Oh gosh, no. Yeah. Oh, actually, sorry, off topic, but an interesting article I read yesterday. For those people that use InReach, Garmin bought the Geo call center, like the worldwide uh, call center that deals with InReach calls. So it's not a third party; it's all in house. Oh, yeah, that would be kind of nice. If it was cheaper, I'd run it all year round. I turn it off. Well, their yearly maintenance fee doubled. It was like $2 a month, and now it's $4 a month if you have your device in sleep mode. Oh yeah, no. Every gravel ride I did, I was kind of glad to have it. Yeah. Yeah, I just used it like just to sort of keep in touch. So even if I was going for a 4 hour ride, I would still, you know, at the 2 hour mark, send, Tamara a quick message saying, hey, still out here, doing fine, you know, halfway done. Well, and then with the tracking on, she can actually follow me. Tracking's on. So she kind of knows if I've not moved. Yeah. Yeah, the 142 area, you do actually get signal quite a bit. It's Nanaimo River Road. Anywhere 5 minutes past my house, you don't get any. Like as soon as you start heading towards Nanaimo Lakes, miss. I'll have to send a text message, be like, I'm a little behind. I'm grinding coffee right now. Oh, it's Patrick. He wants to go this way instead. No cars, though. No cars. Just broken derailleurs. No, the roads, most of the ones I've done, you can't really get, you can get to with a vehicle, but they're semi overgrown. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they could go, but I've never come across any. Well, because I went in I went in the watershed area where you're not supposed to go. Don't tell anybody. It's funny that. Yeah, I get a lot of waves. I do come across 5 vehicles that I've ever come across out there. I did have one interaction with some lesser than stellar looking citizens. And Brad knows the story, but that's about my only sort of run in where I was like, oh, what's going to happen here? Well, in general, too, the people that are heading way out into the backcountry are kind of like minded and they're just trying to get away the same as you. Every morning on my commute, well, I'm doing 65 in a 50 zone going downhill, and people still find the need to pass me. Oh yeah, yeah. I know how he feels. I had like zero motivation pretty much the first part of December. Like I wanted to ride and go, oh, I should go for a ride. Then when I looked at my bike, I'm like, nah, just don't not into it. And that could come with maybe he was overriding. He was on every day, going hard, and your body just burns out and says enough is enough. Like slow down. No, Yeah. He says that every ride, and then he's like, I'm in 500th place. And then he's like, then the next sentence is like, I think I'm going a bit harder than I should have today. Like, slow down, quit it, quit going so hard. Oh, I know it's tough because it's tough in Swift because that's the thing is you see the placings and then you go, oh, I could just get 10 more spots. But I'm kind of past that on the group rides now. I more log in for this, like the Discord. Like riding is secondary. Like, hey, it's awesome. I've ridden for an hour and a half, but it's the social interaction with it. Like if I had to log in and just Zwift by myself, that's boring. That sort of the streaming has kind of helped because the other day on Wednesday, I had four people asking me questions about bikes and and that was sort of I didn't have Discord, but I could, you know, at least interact. Not today though, just one person watching. And I think it's a bot. It's not even a real person. I figured to become like a streaming all-star, Zwift is my only option because all the other channels are completely diluted. If I try to play World of Warcraft, there's 3,000 other people streaming World of Warcraft. I go on Zwift. Last night there was four, and we all follow each other, which was kind of funny. Well, I think Twitch has a very large esports section, and I actually sent Twitch an email because I don't think they understand what Zwift actually is. They call it like a simulation and endurance training, but Zwift with the racing is like a true esport. But they don't have Zwift in the esport section with all the other like competitive games. But there's a lot of guys streaming, the actual races. And there's actually two guys. They do all the YouTube videos and they do commentary on the actual Tuesdays and Thursday night rides. Yeah, actually, Jana, Jana was because she races in like the A women's like pre A division, and they actually were like, oh, and there's Jana Gillick, and she's in blah blah blah, and they had the commentators. I guess Zwift has given them more camera access than the regular rider does, and they were following riders and like, because it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I think they also do it on YouTube. It's called like Zwift. I'll I'll send you the channel link. It's called like Zwift Community Live, and it's like a sports broadcast. It's two guys chatting about races, and they do a lot of like the Premier Division, and they just commentate the Zwift races. It's interesting. Yeah, she was in season one. Same with that. Same with Peter Moog. He was in the A division on this race series. But I think as COVID goes along, and like I said, I think people realize for 2021, things aren't really going to change. So, sort of the people that were holding out, oh, that's Swift racing, finally have given in. I mean, Zwift, even to this day, keeps breaking daily records. They had what, 37,000 people online a couple days ago? The very first stage of the Tour de Zwift, there was 11,000 people in stage one. I mean, even right now, there's 10,000 people in Watopia. Like, like that's crazy. Yeah, I think you'll see it blow up once they get the club functions working. Like I've seen videos of the beta version because they do have some clubs running through the beta, and it looks exactly what you would need to run a club. You'd have, yeah, so you'd have like your Miva Discord, and then you'd have your Miva Zwift Bike Club. You don't have to know everybody. People just join the club. And hey, everybody, 9 a.m. Saturday, we're doing a ride. Here's the route. People just join. But it's only limited to club members. So you don't have to do the whole meetup thing where, oh, you have to be on my friends list, for me to invite you. So you could do a lot of club events like Tuesday night is going to be interval workouts, and you have keep together selected and people join up, and you could bring in guest guest trainers to run the workout. Like kind of like spin class. You could have someone with a mic set up and be like, okay, Miva guys, let's gals, spin up to 2.7 for 30 seconds. Yeah, because that's all based on your FTP. So hey everyone, this is the workout we're doing on Tuesday. See you at 7 p.m. Because everyone's doing the same workout, but they're doing it to their ability. Well, I really think people just don't fully understand what it is. Yeah, 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 which is pretty good. Yeah, I was up in the 9-10 hour mark during the summer. Now I think I'm about 4.5. My program says 4.7, but I don't really have it set to a high trajectory at the moment. But I mean, I honestly though for 2020, I feel like I'm in probably maybe not total power output, but fitness in general, I'm probably better than I've ever been. Yeah. Yeah. Because day that you guys did the Fondo ride, I mean, I did the Quatch Quest. I ended a 4 hour ride climbing up Alp the Zwift. I mean, I was tired for a couple of days after, but it wasn't bad. Like while I was doing it, I wasn't dying. Like I was going, wow. I was kind of surprised after going, huh, that was pretty good. It's January. I could probably ride the Uber pretzel tomorrow. It might not be fun, but I feel like I could finish it. Yeah, exactly. And I just think of what it's going to be like, and in well, I think well, and I think that's the problem too. Is we've ridden a lot longer on our bikes, and that's where it used to get me. Is anything over 2 hours, my lower back would get sore, my butt would get sore, and I find that's not the case anymore. Like we're an hour and 40 minutes in, I feel pretty damn good. Oh, exactly. I think that's what people don't realize about indoor trainers is that you never stop pedaling ever. You almost have to prove it with results. That's part of the problem is you have to start going on an actual group ride with somebody like Shep and crush him on on a regular ride. And then he goes, "What the heck happened?" And you go, "Well, I just rode on Zwift all winter." Like that's how it happened. Oh, yeah, guys like that. Well, or you're keeping up, but you were dying to keep up. Where now you can keep up and you're like hold a conversation while you're riding for 4 hours. Oh, I should be leaving. I should be leaving for Mexico tomorrow because tomorrow is our usual Mexico trip. guy. Oh, so this guy I follow on Twitch is riding right now, and he's on Tempest Fugit as well. So I'm in his chat being like, "I'm gonna come find you." So I can see on his screen where he is. So I pulled a U-turn, see if I can like. I was gonna log off half an hour ago, and now I got distracted, and I'm chasing this other Twitch user. He's 2 seconds behind me.